You're listening to the Youngpreneurs Podcast, the number one resource online for under 35-year-olds, where we chat twice a week to the most inspiring entrepreneurs in the world. We have it all. If you're looking for inspiration, guidance, or actionable tips to help you transition from that job into a business, or if you're ready to take that business to a whole new level, then this is the place to be. Get ready to live life on your own terms. Youngpreneurs, welcome to another episode of the Youngpreneurs Podcast. I'm your host, Victor Ahipenny. As always, thank you for jumping on. You could be anywhere right now. And as I always say, you're the sum of the five people you spend your time with. And today you're spending with, of course, me and a serial entrepreneur and abundance hacker by the name of Jennifer Hardie, coming all the way from Scotland. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's amazing being on here today. Thank you so much for coming.
It's something that I like to do for a lot of younger entrepreneurs, or just entrepreneurs in general, who we put up all these self-limiting beliefs on why we can't do it and why someone else can do it and all these different things. Take us back to when you were younger, growing up. What did it look like? Was entrepreneurship, obviously digital marketing probably wasn't on the cards, but was there influences around you? Was it an easy road, or did you stumble into it by accident?
Oh yeah, there was none of this around me at all. I came from a place called Maryhill in Glasgow, which at the time was a lovely place to grow up, very community driven, but it's not like that anymore. How do I put it? Probably a little bit of a scary place to grow up now, to be honest.
Yep.
But my mum and dad were really hard working, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And that was life. And we never had a lot of money. We always, got by. And me and my sister felt rich in every way. But I know, and I remember lots of times where money was tight. And so I never, ever thought in a million years that business was something that I could do, even having my own, or even having a career which was, well, my grandmother, a proper career,
Yeah.
a doctor, or a lawyer, or a dentist. I was never academic either, but very much a creative, very much a dreamer. I would go to primary school literally to look at people and study people as opposed to what I should have been studying. Friends and that, friends and lots of love around me when I was growing up, but I definitely wasn't in the shape of finance, nor was it in the shape of entrepreneurship at all. I had one figure in my life, I would say, which was my uncle, and he was a musician.
Yep.
So I used to see him travel the world a lot, and I always thought, wouldn't it be amazing to have the opportunity to do that, to travel. And I suppose more than anything, that's where I've seen a little bit of wealth. And it was more about the wealth of experience and adventure. But no, not at all. Not at all growing up. It was sometimes quite hard.
So where did it all? So yeah, you leave school. What did those next years kind of roll into, and then how did that all roll into more of what you're doing now, or the entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. I have no business qualifications, nothing at all. How I actually started my first business. So I went to college and then uni, and it was musical theatre. That's what I did. So I did dance, drama, and singing. And I did that from the age of about 5 years old. I got into a ballet school, so I managed to actually get a scholarship. There was no way I was able to go otherwise because it was so much money. So I managed to get a scholarship and go to theatre school, which was awesome. And the way that I actually began my first business was because I had my son at the age of 21. So that's pretty young, really.
Yeah.
And I became a single mum. And I thought, I've got these years of experience of theatre. I can't waste them. I cannot waste it. So what can I do with my passion and all this years of skill that I've been training towards? Because obviously my idea was I was going to go on tour and be on the West End in London and perform for the rest of my life. That's what I always had in my head that I was going to do. And yeah, I was a single mum and I had to do something. I had to put what I knew into work. So someone said to me when Josh was starting his primary school, do you know what you should do? You should have a little theatre school here because there's nothing like that around here and you're awesome with the kids. I used to do the school or the nursery discos. I'd go in and like dance and sing and have all the kids dancing and singing around. And it was a seedling of an idea and I thought, do you know what, let's do it. So I did. I hired a church hall with a ghetto blaster, no money, no marketing, nothing. And I thought, this is going to work. I'm going to open and 100 children are going to come flooding through the doors. And it's amazing. So I hired, unbeknownst to me, the most expensive hall in the entire the entire city, which is ridiculous. But of course, when like I was young, I was just like, I had no business acumen, so I had nothing to like think, well, what should I be doing? What's my cost? What that wasn't even a thing. It was just I can get paid for using my skill and talent in some way. Let's just try. So I opened the doors by word of mouth, literally just spoke to a few people that I was doing this. And obviously I had my son with me and he was in the class and another two children. I think it was two, was it one? No, another two kids, I think it was, turned up and that was it. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm gonna like have to do something. Anyway, word of mouth spread a little bit and I kind of had to jump online and set some stuff up, like a Facebook page at the time it was. And I ended up growing that theatre school really steadily over the period of 2 years to a couple of hundred children in lots of different areas all over Glasgow. And
was it just you?
It was just me.
Yeah.
Just me. So what I was doing is, I mean, this is actually crazy. I look back now and think, oh my goodness, how did I do this? Because obviously I had my son and I was teaching, I would say about 20 classes in a week. But also I was at this point directing shows, producing shows, writing for people, performing myself. And obviously I had my mum and dad to help me with the little one and I had my grandmother at the time as well, which was incredible, so that I could build on what I was doing. I branched out quite quickly into having adults come into the classes and then actually in a couple of years' time it did get too much and I was pregnant with Ruby and then expecting my third child, Joya, and that's when it felt right to then hand over the business that I had built up to someone else that could actually take it forward. Because at that point then, when I let it go, I was working 90 hours a week on that business.
So
I know that sounds like mental, but it was 90 hours a week is what I was doing to just, and the thing is, breaking even wise, I think I was probably just at the cusp of breaking even because there was so much I had to pay out, you know, when it comes to the shows that I was putting on, the venues I was using, all that jazz. And obviously I had a few staff by that point as well as we built that I had to pay. So it was, as much as it was fulfilling in every way, because I got to see these children come through the ranks and then go on and do things to do with theatre arts, which was the whole point. That was incredible, but it wasn't a good business model, really, looking back. But hey, that's how it all started.
And what I'd love to know, I mean, it's an amazing story, and it just shows what you can do when you're resourceful and you just keep pushing the pedal to grow and provide a good product, because word of mouth doesn't happen just because people feel sorry for you because you've only got 2 people in there. It happens from, you know, putting out a good service. But talk us through so you sold the business or you just handed it over to someone else to run, or how did that process kind of come about, and what were some of the learnings that you had from it?
Yeah. So actually I felt really ill. I had serious postnatal depression after having my third little girl. And I just couldn't have it anymore. And I actually wanted someone just to take it. So I literally handed the business over. The entire thing, just for free, just to take it. There was hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of equipment and costumes. And obviously the name that I had built for the theatre skills as well was awesome. And I just went, here, have it all. I just needed to get better at that point. So again, massive learning curve. You know, if it was me now, I would be building to a point where then obviously I could sell it to someone. But at that point, I was just so naive to how everything worked. And obviously, I've got a lawyer now, and he was like, you know, that was a crazy move. I'm like, yeah. But you know, it's learning. It's all learning, isn't it? The whole way through the process. So yeah, I handed it over.
And I mean, that's at the same time, like your mental health's a hell of a lot more important. And
Yeah.
if you weigh it up versus the kids still getting it, like I'm trying to justify giving away an awesome business, but you know, the kids staying in bed, still being able to do something that you were passionate about. It was a win at the end. I wouldn't say a win-win though, but I mean that's cool. I follow and have done some training with a guy called Scott Alford, and he's an online marketer. He decided his passion no longer laid in the course that he'd developed, his kind of key course, and he only works with high-paying students now. So he shut down his course, which was bringing him in 6 figures a month, because it's in line with his, which is pretty amazing and pretty ballsy. Yeah, he just puts up a post, I'm no longer taking new students in this. I'm closing it down within 2 months. You'll still be able to access the course. And, you know, if you want to work with me, it's, you know, I don't know, $15,000 for a couple of months or something. But
okay, so like at least there wasn't that much. At least I wasn't giving away that much. I mean,
yeah. So you transitioned out of that. Oh, sorry. To round up that story of him giving away, or not giving away, shutting down that aspect of the business, he's, I think 3 months later, is generating more through his other stuff. So yeah, it was an educated decision, but like you said, it wasn't getting him up in the morning anymore. Yeah, so he had to find. So how did you, you know, you obviously got yourself in a better mental space after the postnatal side of things. How did you find something? What was the next thing that started getting you up in the morning outside of your family and things?
The next thing that I found, I had actually already signed up to be part of a network marketing business.
Okay.
This is really what started and kicked off the whole online thing. Because even although by the point of letting my theatre schools go, I did start working online a lot more. So I was doing some things like, albeit not very well, but I was putting out ads for the theatre school and doing marketing that way. I had a very small list because I kind of understood that it would be good to have an email list. I didn't really know why at that point. I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to build some sort of list. I just kept thinking, you know, what if Facebook just changed the rules and like shut down my page and I don't have access to any of these people? So there was that going in my head. So I did have a very small, really small list. But yeah, network marketing was the next thing that I kind of fell into. I just thought to myself, so at this point, obviously I've got my 3 children. I'm not bringing in an income really. My husband was obviously working hard to support us. And I thought, you know, I need to do something. And I began really quickly. I fell in love with products. That's normally the kind of way things happen. And then I was like, you know, the opportunity to build a team sounds incredible. So let me try and do that. And I did. I started talking to people from like school and things like that and showing them what this business looked like and how you could do it. In fact, that you could be online with it. And it was meaning that I could work from home.
Yep.
So I could be with the kids, I could sort them out, make sure they were okay, and then I could still get this kind of this career part of me going again in some way. And the kind of teacher in me, because obviously I had to coach people on what the steps were that they had to take. So it's funny, obviously, the way that things have worked out, because I've always been teaching since I was obviously a lot younger, but it's just changed dramatically throughout the years from children and now all the way up to adults. So that was awesome. I grew that business quite quickly. That was about 2 years in, and we were number 10 in Scotland. So generating quite a bit from that business, which was fantastic.
Yep.
And then I was in such a much better mental state. I started to get the self-confidence and belief that, yeah, I can absolutely, I can build. This is
Yeah.
something that I must be able to do. Um, Build and offer great service more than anything else, because everyone that was working with me, even back in the old business, said that they really had a good time and good experience, and my customers and clients, whoever they were, also always used to refer me to people and just to bring me more business, which was, I think, if you can build a business on referral, and you're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So that's why I always still maintain to this day. If I can offer an incredible service, then I'm rocking.
And what takes up the majority of your day these days?
Coaching incredible women in business strategy more than anything else. A lot of my women come to me and they're either at the beginning, so they have the seedling of an idea, but they don't know how to take that further, or they come and they've actually already pretty well established, but they don't really have like any visibility or presence online. And yeah, so that's what we do. We make them visible in the online space. We get all their social media up to scratch. When we build funnels, we go through all the tech side. As well, I feel as if a lot of women are scared of tech. That's just my personal experience. And they feel as if they can't do it. And it's more actually about want.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, it's scary. But as soon as you have someone walking you through those steps that you need to put in place, like your email sequences and like the lead pages or website building and stuff, it just becomes so empowering and gives you so much more confidence to even feel like a professional in your space, because you know the back end stuff that you should be having in place to actually have a business. Obviously, an email list, now I understand, is kind of crucial.
Yeah.
So even things like that, even things like automated email sequences that before they were like, oh my goodness. And the thing is as well, what else happens a lot, I've found, is women will just pay for this stuff to be done without really understanding what they actually have to outsource. So as they're maybe they're at six figures and they're like, I just can't get further forward. They don't have the confidence to outsource the stuff because they don't really know what it is they're outsourcing, or they're wasting time and money outsourcing the kind of wrong stuff, or people are coming to them and going, yeah, you need this, and this, and selling them a whole lot of stuff that they don't actually need. So having that, what's the word I'm looking for? Having
I guess
the
it's just
knowledge,
knowing what you don't know.
having the knowledge to know, no, this is what I need at this stage to take my business to the next place. This is what I need now to take it to the next place, and these are the people I'm going to bring in to help me. So yeah, lots of different kinds of women that I work with.
So what do you see with the clients that you work with? You're saying, some people will sell them things that they don't need at that stage. What are some of the things that you see that people try and, I guess, run before they can walk and try and get too much too soon? And because I mean, there's obviously a lot of areas, having created my own funnels and things like that. There's areas that I don't touch. I don't touch design. I don't touch the layout. I'm horrible at that stuff. But would say copywriting. Like, I'm not an awesome copywriter by any stretch, but the research for all of that stuff, you can either pay a high priced copywriter, or you hopefully you've done that market research a lot yourself. And so what do you see as the things that people don't necessarily need straight off the bat, and some of the things that they shouldn't be outsourcing?
I honestly believe that you can do it all yourself to begin with, but you do need to know skills and tactics and again, strategy. I believe, and it's because I've done it myself, I've done it now for lots of clients, that you can have the skill set to be able to write good copy. I can show women how to make really cool designs using free tools just to get them up and running. I think this is what's sometimes overwhelming. People think, okay, I want to do this business, I've got this really cool product service, but now I need a website. Now I need to build an email list, and I don't know how to use that, the tech that's involved, and it all becomes so overwhelming and too much. I just think start really small. The most important thing is build a community. If you can build a community, all this stuff can fall into place at a later date. And as you know what you need to outsource, so obviously now copywriting is something, I mean, I love it. I believe that anyone can learn how to write to their client or customer based on the fact that they know who their client customer is. Like that is the important part, isn't it? They have to know who they're serving so that they can speak their language.
I think that's a good point though, is they should know. They should. There's a big difference, and I've learned this the hard way with myself and different things, and in thinking that I know what the client's problems are versus knowing what the client's problems that you're solving for them are. Like, when you come in, I'm gonna get your I own a physiotherapy clinic, so I'm gonna get your back better. Is that what I'm selling, or is it, do you want to get back to running and sport or the gym, or doing whatever with your friends and blah blah blah. So it's interesting, like you say, yes, anybody can copyright if they actually know their client, which I think
so I will say my biggest tip for that is, if you're still struggling to pin that down, I would be looking at like your competitors. So who else is doing something similar in your market? I would then be getting out in front of some of those customers and clients that are already purchasing something similar to what you have. And I would ask, and I still do it to this day in my community, I still ask people, where are your pain points? Where are your problems? Like literally, I think I've got a question in the questionnaire just now saying, if you've got a magic wand, what would you change about the way that your business looks just now? They're giving me all the information that I need so that I can then create a better service or actually put the final touches onto the product I've already developed.
Yep.
So I would always ask. And then you're in a position where you can speak their language because they're actually giving you the language that they speak in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're taking out the work altogether.
Yeah, it's a gold tip. Like, literally just save, record, jump on Zoom, record it, write word for word what they are saying, and then for all of you out there listening, jump onto a sales when you're on a page that they're trying to sell you something. Scroll down and there'll be like quotes, or they've reframed what somebody said. I'm tired of having sleepless nights because I can't control my finances day to day. It's like, and they're just asking, are you tired? Are you staying up late every night? Not being able to get to sleep, blah blah blah. And people are like, oh my god, that's speaking to me. And that's what copy is. I'm not an awesome copywriter, but that's what copy is in a nutshell, is following a nice and simple process. And it's the best copywriters I know just find the easiest ways to keep it nice and simple.
Simple and succinct and straight to the point, and in the language and words that the client or customer would use. That is it. But what you were saying as well about things that people feel as if they need and that they're paying a lot of money for, when it's not necessarily always the most important place for them to be, is websites.
Yeah.
Women come to me and they've spent thousands of pounds on websites, like thousands.
Yeah.
And they have e-commerce built in there, and it's just things that they didn't need. That money would have been best spent, let's be real, in running a set and testing some Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Bringing people in.
Yeah. Building a really expensive audience while you're fine tuning. I've got some ads running at the moment, and I was just looking before, and they've only been running like, I don't know, half a day, but it's like cost per lead $20, but it was like, I expect it by tomorrow to drop and fine tune and whatever, and then I can start improving it. But instead of, even if you got $20 leads in and you ran it at a loss and you sold a $2,000 product, eventually, instead of spending $10,000, $5,000, $3,000 on your website, there's still a lot of leads, and hopefully you learn along the way, and those leads get cheaper and cheaper. ClickFunnels and lead pages, or whatever people use, ConvertKit, they're brilliant. They're ClickFunnels. Oh, here's a template. And then as you get better, like you say, like I just send it off to a designer if I need it, or one of my friends has got a company that can do it for me, and it's, oh cool, here's this, I've got no idea, can you design something for it?
Exactly.
But the majority are just off the templates and just altered. It's focusing on the copy, not the design, and you don't have to be a web genius. It's drag and drop. I mean, granted, there's a few tricky little things in ClickFunnels and those sorts of things, setting up your email integrations and remembering to change the title of the web page so it's not My Awesome Landing Page and things like that.
That's so true.
Yeah, but outside of that, it's trial and error. You test it a few times. I made that mistake, and yeah, hell of a lot better than. I love it that you brought up the website, because even my web designer developer friends are like, people will come to them and are like, you don't need a website. Yeah, I need a website. Who's going to visit it? Oh, people when they search. How are they going to find you? On Google, but you won't be on the first page because you haven't got good SEO. You're not running Google AdWords. Only your clients who are already clients are going to find you. So, slap something together and figure out a way to drive traffic elsewhere, or put it into other marketing sources, or get a done for you service by somebody else to set up marketing. So no, I love that.
When I first launched this coaching side of my business, I had the most basic website that my friend built for me. But then off the back of that, I built all my lead pages just on my own.
Yep.
I generated my first few clients off the back of that. And actually, I'm just now having a website facelift, because I look back and go, oh my goodness, I didn't believe that's out there. It's amazing how fast things move as well, and how what you do or what you set out to do initially completely transforms and changes. And I think that's another thing to keep in mind. Like, you will always change, won't you? Like, you'll always change what you're doing. You'll always pivot and just depending on what your clients and your customers want.
And depending on what the big boys say you can do, the Googles and the Facebooks, as soon as they change something, then all of a sudden you're changing something. What does your day look like on a normal day? Is there a normal day, and if so, what does it kind of look like for you?
Yeah, obviously I've actually got a really huge amount of clients over in the States. So depending on what days I'm working with them, I don't like mornings. I'm not a morning person. So I've designed my business in such a way that I can start between 10 and 12 normally. I know that a lot of the kind of leaders and influencers are like, get up early before everyone else does. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I can still run my business and up to 10. So I get up. I love meditation. I think it's been the absolute go-to to keep my mindset and keep my confidence levels up when you're feeling maybe as if and I think this is imposter syndrome is a thing for everyone, what stage they're at. Sometimes you feel as if you're not credible enough, and why does anyone want to listen to me? All that monkey chat that goes on in your head sometimes.
Yep.
And meditation for me is the thing that gets me back into, no, Jen, you've got this. Let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep focused. Let's keep straight. So I always do that. And it's normally like a kind of higher self meditation or visualization, or like abundance in some way meditations that I do. Have some breakfast, get the kids out ready for school, whatever's happening that day. And then I get to work. I get to work with my clients the majority of the day. I put in space. What I actually do, how I plan my diary, is my kids and my family and everything like that, and all the experiences, adventure goes in my diary first. And then nice. I open up my diary with clients during the week. And it just means then that I've got balance and I'm not feeling guilty for working. A lot of mums and dads get the guilt because they've got a young family or whatever. I don't ever feel guilty for working anymore, because I do everything around those guys first, and then my work goes on top. And then sometimes, like I said, maybe if I'm not starting to 12, I'll work on till 10, because if I'm working with people in the States, then that's just what I need to do. Yeah. Different time zones. But if I'm working just with my UK clients, then I normally finish at 5 or 6, and it's literally laptop off, and that's it. I've got to eat my dinner with my family and I chill out. And I always have 2 days off, Saturday, Sunday, I do work. And on Monday, I work on my business as opposed to in it. So that's Monday, I don't take any calls at all. I just work on something maybe I'm developing, work on a new funnel, whatever it might be. That's what I do. And it gives me a chance to catch up on what is the week looking like, who am I working with, do I need to review anything for my clients, and gives me an idea, the day to be creative, really. want to go next. So I very quickly started a podcast. We started filming at the end of this month for Unstoppable TV. So we're going to have a TV show, which is really cool. But I would never be able to do that had I not have that one day a week to develop ideas and plan and think, right, how am I scaling what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
So
sounds like structure for success. For there, and for everybody, if they're looking for a great TEDx talk online about mindfulness by a really good-looking, charismatic podcaster who talks about the learnings that he's done from over 150 podcasts, that happens to be the secret that many of the previous guests on here, then check out my name and TEDx and mindfulness on there, because it's faced up all the previous guests, because it's something that has come up in so many of the previous guests on here, and what's been kind of their little secret to success to that separates them apart. Last couple of questions. And what book or resource has had the biggest impact, say, in the last 12 months, and then if it's a different book, over the last forever?
I would say it would have to be, I know it sounds quite cheesy, but The Secret was huge for me.
The Secret?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really was. It just opened up my eyes and my mind to, oh my goodness, right? So this is how the universe is going to work. Let me try and start to play with this and see what happens. The whole kind of thing about manifestation and how you can literally become anything that you want to be. You just have to be brave enough to believe that it can happen.
Yep.
So that concept, when I look back and think, right, what has really changed, having that mindset has literally changed everything for me. Because going from, as well, the network marketing business, which I got to really good level, and having to realize that that wasn't exactly where my heart lay. I wanted to do much more than that. And obviously having all those people then go, you can't just change what you're doing. Like, yeah, I can. I'm going to do it. And obviously I started a women's wear label, which I'm going to be launching this year. So when I started talking about that, they're like, you can't just design women's wear collection. I'm like, yeah, I think I can. just having the bravery, isn't it, to go, no, like this is what I'm passionate about, and I love this stuff, and I'm going to try and do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm on the abundance manifestation kind of bandwagon, but I think the word that always gets neglected there is, or words, is taking action.
Oh, 100%.
Like there was kind of this phase, I remember, like this is before I kind of knew anything about anything, and this is must have been early 2000s when The Secret came out. People were like trying to manifest $1 million checks coming into their mailbox, and it's like, you can't just keep doing your normal day, and it's just like sitting there going, I'm going to win the lotto. I'm going to win the lotto. Like,
it's actually funny. I can't remember who'd said this. I can't remember who it was, but they said, you can't just practice manifestation and go and eat a pizza.
Yeah.
Like, you actually need to then take action on this and take steps to make it happen. It's like, okay, but I believe there's still people out there that go, all you have to do is ask the universe. And I'm like, all you have to do is ask the universe, and it will come back the way that you want. And you have to set the intention, but you need to then take the actual action.
Yeah.
And
on that, what's your, in 2 years' time, what are you currently manifesting, or where will you be and what will you be doing in 2 years' time?
I think I really have found there's lots of parts of the business that light me up now, because I really have designed and created it in that way that I'm on fire for it. But I love interviewing TV, being like a kind of host.
Yep.
So I believe, and I'm manifesting, that this TV show that we've got going, that will obviously just be up on YouTube to start off with, I believe that could become more. And the reason that I say that is I think there's a massive big space for not just hearing from women, but hearing from men and women who are in business, who are entrepreneurs, who are thought leaders and influencers, but on a much bigger scale than, just, obviously we've got things like The Apprentice and stuff like that, haven't we?
Yeah.
But I believe that hearing from people that are already doing it, already living it, as some sort of kind of talk show would be epic. I'm not sure if you've got anything like that over where you are.
I try and stay away from TV. I watch Dr. House, and that's about it.
I think there's a space for that, because obviously there's just so much nonsense on the TV altogether, really, isn't there? It's not always the most inspiring place to be. So exactly what you've said.
Yeah.
So it would be awesome. But I would also like to move into 7 figures.
Yep.
This year, I'm going for that actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, I look forward to following that journey. But if I just want to thank you and welcome you to the Youngpreneurs family. If people want to find out more about you, check you out, follow you, or get in touch, where can they go or what can they do?
You can jump onto my website. Hopefully, by the time that you guys listen to this, it'll be beautiful. www.jenniferhardie, and it's an IE.me. I also have a nice Facebook community group where people can come and hang out as well, and that's just Unstoppable Mastermind. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll link all of that into the show notes at passiveincomeyoung.com. Again, thank you so much for your time and sharing your gems of wisdom and your story with the listeners and our tribe ourselves. I look forward to catching up in a couple of years, seeing you rocking the airwaves internationally, and probably aiming for the 8 figures by then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks heaps.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. And good luck, guys. Everyone listening, you go out, take action, and smash your business goals, please.
Thanks for listening to the Youngpreneurs podcast. This was proudly brought to you by the Podcast Institute, the #1 training resource to take your business from chasing leads to leads chasing you, and from an absolute amateur to a full-blown authority. If you're looking to take your business to the next level, then a podcast is the obvious answer. You can get national and global exposure in a very fast time, and it's just exactly what I've done with this podcast. So if you want to find out more, get a checklist on how you can get started for under $60, and to find out more through a small training video that I've prepared for you all, then please check out passiveincomeyoung.com/podcast training.